how to have a vision for your life, how to have a vision for your life. Hey there, my name is Brian Dixon, founder of Hope Entrepreneurs, and I'm so excited to interview my friend Dylan Hall. Dylan, welcome.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. So Dylan is actually one of our teachers, one of our workshop leaders at the Christian Entrepreneur Conference. And y'all, you need to be in Nashville, April 27th, 28th, and 29th. This is going to be an incredible event in Nashville. But in this conversation, what we're going to be talking about is why do you need a vision for your life? And Dylan is going to share a few strategies for helping you create a vision for your life. If you're watching this live or the recording, type in vision in the chat, okay? It's really important to have a vision for your life. So Dylan, that's my first question for you, man. Why do we need to have a vision for our life?
Yeah, thanks so much. So I'm passionate about this idea of vision. And I think that as entrepreneurs, we are absolutely driven and ambitious people. We are visionaries, right? But the big idea that I like to talk about is vision is both an invitation and an idol. And so if you're pursuing a God-sized vision for your life, for your business, for your work, vision is both an invitation and an idol. Vision is made up of all these crazy ingredients: hopes, desires, ambitions, expectations, dreams, even fear. Fear is a type of vision. And because it's this mixed bag of like these like distorted desires, then it's dangerous. I love it because vision is like given by God. You know, your pet is not dreaming up the next kind of AI startup. You know, they're not on chat GPT thinking through, you know, what to write. But at the same time, that very same vision is also given to danger. And let me give you one example I like to share is like, if you think about the garden, right? I call it the garden blueprint, right? Perfection, communion, conversation, relationships, everything's in perfect order. What happens is Adam and Eve essentially end up believing a different vision contrary to what God had provided them. And if you think about that, that is crazy.
Yeah, so good. So Adam and Eve were given this vision by God, right? God gave them instructions on how to live, be fruitful and multiply, right? Fill and subdue and fill the earth. And yet they were distracted by a different vision. And that's where the downfall happened. I think that's so powerful. Tell us more about that.
Yeah. So you see throughout the Bible, it's almost like a constant reordering your vision, right? Yeah. Reordering, because it's a heart thing, you know? So goes the heart, so goes like what you do in the world. And so the Bible's always kind of reordering. Like I think about Matthew chapter 6:33, right? That's a vision kind of reordering passage and command. Seek first the kingdom. And so what I want people to realize is that motives always matter. And I don't want to just show people how to write a vision statement. That's super powerful and very practical. That's, you know, we do that. But I want them to have a visionary state of mind, right? So that they almost have like an eternal mindset would be the other phrase I like to use.
I love that. Have that eternal mindset. That's so powerful. So, and I've found that to be true as well. For you to have clarity of vision, right? Without vision, the people perish. Without knowing where you want to go, you never get there. And so you sort of aimlessly take little action instead of big action to move your business forward. Dylan, how has vision impacted you and your life as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think as I've understood vision, for me, the reason why it's both an invitation and an idol is that I've seen multiple times throughout my life where what I thought was my passion and truly maybe was, for example, music. You know, I started out playing music. I didn't go to college. All I wanted to do was play in bands and tour and all these things. And that was really cool. It was powerful. It was fun. It was creative. It was God-given gifts, right? And skills and all that was there. But it starts to become an idol when you try to find all of your meaning, your purpose, your acceptance, like all that stuff in that thing, right? So many things can become idols in our lives. And so getting a sense of a God-sized vision and pursuing like what that looks like. I mean, over and over again in the Bible, you see this, right? Like Joseph, he has this vision, right? but it doesn't quite go how he expects it to go for
Yes.
many years. And so for me, and the question I'll ask others as well is, how do you, one, set your vision? How do you, two, submit your vision? And then how do you, three, steward your vision? And maybe one more idea, Brian, I think is kind of cool too, is that vision is not just like, your dream. I also think vision is a crucible. Like maybe that would be the book title, right? Like vision is a crucible, meaning that it's a pressure cooker. Again, Joseph is a good example of that.
Oh my goodness, that's so good. Okay, I have to do that one more time. So it was set, submit, and one more.
And steward the vision.
Set, submit, and steward your vision. Y'all, Dylan Hall, wisdom right here, my friends. You've got to be at the Christian Entrepreneur Conference. Dylan's leading a workshop all about setting a vision, living by design, pursuing a God-sized vision for your life and work. So set, submit, one more time.
Steward.
and steward that vision. Dylan, what would you say to people? I see this all the time. I had a webinar last night and there were 3 people in the chat, and the general comment, I mean, we had more people, but I saw this kind of comment 3 times in the chat, which was basically like, I'm not going to have clear action steps. I'm just going to trust God. Like I see that a lot. Like for some reason we think that having a plan and having a vision somehow is like a lack of faith. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Oh yes, there's so much here that we could cover, but vision does require courage, right? Because there's risk. I do talk about what is like a biblical theology of vision, and obviously we can't dive into that right now. But trust, faith are absolutely foundational. And the reality is that we're not fortune tellers,
Yes.
and we can't. I don't know how this term resonates with people, but I like to say that we can't manifest in terms of how that's typically used in today's day and age. And things like COVID happens, right? You know how many 2020 visions of like nonprofits and organizations I worked with that went out the window when COVID happened?
Yeah.
And so you still though set the vision, right? Write it down, get clear. I think vivid vision is absolutely key because it does give you a North Star. It does pull you in a direction. And if it's a biblical or a God-sized vision, it again, reorders your goals and everything else towards something larger. It's other-centered. But then submit it, because at the end of the day, our posture can't be with closed fists. It's got to be with open hands, right? Submit it, God, because like it's yours and it's about you and it's about building your kingdom. And then that's why I say steward, because something big that I've realized over the years is that my definition of success needs to be stewardship and not at stewardship first. So.
Oh, that's so good. I love that. We think about the life of Christ. For the joy set before him, he had this vision of joy. He had the vision of reconciliation, right? Us to God. And because of that vision, he endured the cross. And I think for many of us as entrepreneurs, we have to have that clear vision. For me, I mean, just personally, for me, I'm a 44-year-old guy, 3 kids, married for 20 years. My vision very clearly is the day I walk my daughter down the aisle. Now she is 10 years old right now. Okay. So she's probably not walking down the aisle anytime soon, but what kind of man, what kind of father, what kind of business leader am I going to be? Who is going to be at attendance on that wedding? What kind of extravagant wedding are we going to pay? And we're going to pay for it debt free because I've really crushed it in business, served a lot of people, really grew a world changing, kingdom impacting business. And I needed a clear day to say, this is my report card day. This is my final exam day. And so I picked Emmeline's wedding and I'm like, okay, whatever. She's probably gonna be 20 something. I got married when I was 22 years old. So she'll probably be in her 20s. And so now I've got like 10 years. So having a 10-year vision instead of a 1-year vision has given me boldness when it comes to standing up for biblical truth, taking big risks in our company, being very clear with our team. How have you seen that kind of impact you and your clients as well?
So good. So I love that. And I have a 10-year-old daughter as well. And then
love it. 10-year-old daughter club.
And one of the things I do with my son, by the way, is trying to have a long-term vision as well. And we do a rite of passage trip every two years, right? And so that's me trying to, obviously do a number of things in his life and steward my time with him as well. But I love what you said, because I like to teach strategic vision, meaning like you need long term and short term. And so long term, yeah, think out 10 years, think out 5 years, 3, 1, and then all the way down to 90 days, right? You create a one pager on that. But also, I love what you said as well. And the way that I ask people, the parable of the talents, and, to fast forward that, not to cover all that, but basically Jesus says, like the question is, what is your well done, good and faithful servant? Like, what is your well done as a person, as an individual, and for whatever you're stewarding at the time, your business, your family, your finances, all those things. What is your well done, good and faithful servant? Because like another vision thing is eternity matters now, right? And so you're making these kind of eternal decisions in a way. And so I think about that as well. So it means so much to me personally. I'm trying to constantly reorder. I create life plans with people, and I have my own life plan. And so like that's all foundational to that life plan. With clients, nothing is more important as I bring them through a vision frame, getting real clear about that vision, mission, purpose, strategy, values, and so on. But the vision is like the North Star. It's like central. Now you need a plan. A vision without a plan is like, I think they say it's like a nightmare, but that vision is key.
Oh my goodness, that's so good, man. Dylan, I could talk to you about vision and planning for like all day, but we just wanted to give a little preview as to your workshop session at the Christian Entrepreneur Conference. I'm so excited that you're one of our speakers. So thank you for doing that. And y'all need to get a ticket. Come join us in Nashville, April 27th, 28th, and 29th at all you do is go to christianentrepreneurs.us, because we're Christian entrepreneurs. So go to christianentrepreneurs.us/CEC. The CEC stands for the Christian Entrepreneur Conference. We still have early bird tickets available for a limited time. Be in the room. Be in the room where it happens. This is an opportunity to receive the training, the support, but most importantly, I really believe this, most importantly, community, because entrepreneurship can be really lonely. And Dylan, I want to ask you a little bit about that. Entrepreneurship can be so lonely when you're like the one person that's trying to grow a faith-inspired business, trying to grow a business that actually follows biblical principles in our culture today. And so being in a room of other believers who are all pursuing God's best for their life and growing businesses and impacting their community through their business. Dylan, where have you found community? Why do you believe community is such an important part of what we do as Christian entrepreneurs?
Gosh, yeah, that is so key. And I would also have the same encouragement for people showing up, is that you get to expand your circle. That's been one of my kind of personal challenges this year is expanding my circle, because leadership, it's cliche, but leadership is lonely. There's that perfect storm of burnout, of overwhelm. If you're a solopreneur, certainly, that can feel isolating. And then, given your context, nobody else around you is kind of thinking the same things, working through the same challenges. And so community is absolutely key. I think that you cannot grow without the right to community. Yes. And so again, that challenge is level up your circle. And I think that this conference is an opportunity to level up your circle, make some amazing connections, be open and ready to not only kind of consume, which can be great for conferences, right? You get to grow and learn, but also contribute. Like, you're going to have a lot of interesting God moments and God opportunities, and make connections that may last well beyond the conference. So I'm excited to see people do that as well.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for hopping on with me, giving a little preview as to your session, Living by Design, Pursuing a God-Sized Vision for Your Life and Your Work. Again, y'all, you get to meet Dylan, hang out with Dylan, learn from Dylan at the Christian Entrepreneur Conference, April 27th, 28th, and 29th in Nashville, Tennessee. We have limited early bird tickets available. We'll put the link there one more time, christianentrepreneurs.us/CEC. Grab your ticket today to save money, to be a wise steward of your money. It's a great idea to get the discount for the conference. And I've found that there's something really powerful about committing, about saying, I'm in. I'm going to be there. I think that there's something that comes with expecting. And so when you decide, when you say, I'm going to, what's the root word of decide is to cut, to cut, right? To make a decision to say, I'm going to stop doing it on my own. I'm going to engage with community to the Bible says in abundance of counselors, there's wisdom. I'm going to engage in community to take action to move my business forward. We are here to support you, whether you have an idea for your business or you've already grown a multi-six-figure business. The Christian Entrepreneur Conference is the place for you. Dylan, I'm so excited to see you in person, and thank you for speaking at the conference.
Yeah, can't wait. See you then.
Awesome. Everybody grab your ticket. Thanks so much. You can start and grow a successful business. The Christian Entrepreneur Conference is here to help you do just that. Have an awesome day.